Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at gold, starting with the monthly time frame. Last month we talked about, or even last week we talked about this being a nice bull flag, and it technically still is a bull flag. I don't like to see the candles get this low. We're dipping below our EMA 5, and any further weakness would almost have me considering this to be a negated bull flag. Basically, bulls have to turn things around right here, stay inside a tighter range than they're currently showing me for the rest of the month, or I'm going to be consider this to be a negated bull flag and start looking for more bearish movement on the monthly chart. So where are our supports? Way down here. 1266. Resistance should be pretty clear. Last month's high, 1519. On the weekly time frame, this is the sort of action. This is basically why we are looking for this further downside. When we had this little bounce and we're coming up against this EMA 12 on the weekly time frame as resistance, it had that nice compact candlestick feeling on the monthly chart, which has now been negated by the last week's volatility and this indecision, and now what we're seeing as weakness for the beginning of the week today. What we're going to be looking for support on the weekly time frame at 1445. Resistance was going to be the high of the bounce at 1478. Below that, we have some support 1381. And then the next resistance would be about 1519 level up here in this area, this double top. On the daily time frame, looks like we are rejecting, still just absolutely hamstringed by this EMA 12 on the daily time frame. That is the key resistance to beat. And now we are looking for a continuation of this overall downtrend. We can see that we are setting overall lower highs and lower lows. And despite this little counter trend here on the daily, it looks like we are resuming that. So in order for us to break out of this pattern, we're going to need to hold, and bulls are going to have to defend this 1445 level. If they don't, then we're just going to look for further downside and continuation on the daily time frame in that direction. Pretty bearish day so far today. Pretty meager volume. It's below average. So that is good for the bulls, but again, they need to show up and they need to do something with this opportunity if they are going to change the course of this trend, because on the 4-hour time frame, bears are in absolute control, and we can see that we even have a tightening hourly channel, but still that is in control of the bears as well. We're below any 4-hour support, and our next support in the 4 hours 1445. So what we're going to look for, basically, any sign of strength is going to show up first on the hourly time frame, and it's going to first look like an hourly trend change. We can see that we are just consistently hitting the EMA 12 and EMA 26, getting pinned down, and it's just going to be a series of lower highs and lower lows until we change the trend. And right now, a trend change was going to need break over 1460, and for bulls to defend this area that they're at right now. A loss of 1454 is just going to be a continuation. If we can establish a higher low here and then break above 1460, that will change the hourly trend and hopefully get bulls out of this big slump that we're seeing on the 4-hour and the daily time frame, and optimistically establish a higher low on the daily time frame as well. We'll see what happens. Right now, bears are in complete control, and we got to watch the hourly time frame for the first signs of strength.